Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to today's Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari,
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari,
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana,
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana,
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana,
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari,
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai,
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo.
Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Jai Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivadakaracharya Stotra Shataji Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
जय
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki
की
Jai.
जय
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur
ठाकुर
Ki
की
Jai.
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण
श्री
चैतन्य
कृष्ण
प्रभु
चैतन्य
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त
और
वृंद
भक्तवृंद
की
की जय
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गोवर्धन की
की
जय
जय
स्वामी वृंद की जय
जय
all glorious assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna,
all glorious assembled
हरे
devotees
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna,
all glorious assembled devotees
Hare Krishna.
all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
ओम नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Deva
नरोत्तमं
Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
Tato Jayamudirayet.
ततो जयमुदीरये
Nashtaprayesha Babhadreshu.
नष्टप्रायश्च
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki.
भक्तिर्भवति
Bhakti
नैष्ठिकी
Naistike.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Today we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 33. Yavate Mayaya Prishta
यावत्
Maya
मायया
Sprista.
सृष्टा
Brahmamaya Karmabhi
ब्रह्मामय्य
Brahmaya
कर्मभिः
Karmavi.
Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam
Bhagavad
तावद्भवत्प्रसङ्गानम्
Prasanganam.
Sangaha Syano Bhave Bhave
सङ्गः
Sanghasyano Bhave Bhave.
Yavate Mayaya Prishta
यावत्
Yavate
मायया
Maya
सृष्टा
Sprista.
Brahmamaya Karmabhi
ब्रह्मामय्य कर्मभिः
Karmavi.
Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam
Bhagavad Bhavat Prasanganam.
प्रसन्नानगरम्
Sangaha Syano Bhave Bhave
सङ्गस्यान्नो भवे
Sanghasyano
भवे
Bhave.
Yavate Mayaya Prishta
यावत्
Yavate
मायया
Maya Sprista.
Brahmamaya Karmabhi
ब्रह्ममाय
Brahmamaya
कर्मभिः
Karmabhi.
Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam
तावत्
Bhagavad Prasanganam.
प्रसङ्गानम्
Sangaha Syano Bhave Bhave
सङ्गस्यान्नो
Sanghasyano
भवे
Bhave
भवे
Bhave.
यावत् मायया स्पृष्टा
Yavate Maya Sprista.
ब्रह्ममाया कर्मभिः
Brahmamaya Karmabhi.
तावत् भवप्रसङ्गानम्
Tavat bhavat prasanganam
Hashano bhave bhave.
Sangashano bhave bhave Yavate maya sprista
Yavate maya sprista.
Brahmanma iha karmabhi
Brahma karmabhi.
Tavat bhavat prasanganam
Tavat bhavat sanganam.
Sangasayano bhave bhave
Sangashano bhave bhave.
Yavate mayaya sprista
Yavate maya
sprista.
Brahma ma iha karmabhihi
Brahma maiha karmabhihi.
tavat bhavat prasanganam
Tavat bhavat prasanganam.
Sangashanu bhave bhave
Sangashayano bhave bhave
Word for word translation. Yavat,
Yavat
as long as.
As long as
they
they,
Your,
your
Mayaya,
Mayaya,
by the illusory energy.
by the
by the
illusory
illusory energy,
Sprishtaha,
Prishtaha,
contaminated.
contaminated.
Brahmamaha,
Brahma,
we wander.
we
we
wander
wander
Iha,
here
in this material world.
in this material world.
Karmabhihi,
Karma bihi,
By
by the reaction of fruitive activities.
the
the
reaction
reaction
of
of fruitive
fruitive
activities.
activity.
Tavat,
Tavat,
so long.
So
so
long.
long.
Bhavat prasanganam,
Bhavat
Bhavat
prasanganam
prasanganam
of your loving devotees.
of
of
your
your
loving
loving
devotees.
devotees.
Sangaha,
Sangaha,
association.
association.
Syat,
There,
let there be.
Let
let
there
there
be
be.
Naha,
Naha,
our.
our.
Bhave bhave,
bhave
Bhave,
bhave
bhave.
in every species of life.
in
In every
every species of
species
life.
of life.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Yay.
Dear Lord, as long as we have to maintain within this material world due to our material contamination and wander from one type of body to another and from one planet to another, we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for this benediction life after life in different bodily forms and on different planets. Purport. This is the best benediction that a devotee can ask of the Supreme Lord. This is also confirmed in Sri Chaitanya by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sthane sthita shruti gatam tanu van manobhihi. Bhagavatam 10.14.3. One may be in one position or another according to destiny, but in any case, one must continue to hear about the activities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, regardless of circumstances. A pure devotee does not pray for liberation or for cessation of the cycle of birth and death, because he does not consider that important. the most important thing for a devotee is getting a chance to hear about the pastimes and glories of the Lord. The devotees who engage in the service of the Lord in this world will have the same opportunity in the spiritual world also. Thus, for a devotee, everything is in the spiritual world for as long as he can hear about the pastimes of the Lord, or wherever he can chant, the Lord is personally present. Yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha tatra tishtami narada. When the pure devotees assemble to chant, hear, and talk about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the place where they assemble becomes Vaikuntha. For the devotee, there is no need to pray to the Lord for transferal to the Vaikuntha planet. A pure devotee can create Vaikuntha or Vrindavana anywhere simply by chanting the glories of the Lord without offense. The Prachetas pray for an opportunity to hear of the glories of the Lord in every form of life, bhave bhave. A living entity transmigrates from one body to another. The devotee is not particularly eager to stop this process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mama Janmani Jamaneshware Bhavatat Bhaktir Ahaituki Tvai. My dear Lord, life after life may I be fixed in your pure devotional service. Out of humility, a devotee considers himself unfit to be transferred to the spiritual world. He always thinks himself contaminated by the modes of material nature. Nor is there any need for a devotee to ask to be freed from the modes of material nature. Devotional service itself is in the transcendental position. Therefore, there is no question of asking for this special facility. The conclusion is that a pure devotee is not anxious to stop the repetition of birth and death, but is always eager to associate with other devotees who are engaged in chanting and hearing about the glories of the Lord. Om Jnanatimirandhyasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manudesham Sapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shah Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakhanvitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Sapta Kanchana Ragi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Śrīmati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshmatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Very nice purport by Srila Prabhupada explaining that a devotee does not want to, get free from the cycle of birth and death as long as they are in a lifetime where they can hear the pastimes of the Lord and associate with devotees. So devotees are more eager to always serve the Lord, remember the Lord, hear of the glories of the Lord in every form of life. So they don't mind where they go, which planet they go, as long as they are associated with devotees and they can serve the Lord and they can be engaged in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. So that should be our mood. We should always aim to serve the Lord wherever we are, in whatever lifetime we are. We should always aim to just be in service of the Lord. Because Lord Krishna is the well-wishing friend of all living entities. He is Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. And he speaks through Sadhu, Shastra, Guru for the well-being of all the living entities. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 20.123 is mentioned, Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apanare Janana Krishna Mora Prabhu Trata Jivera Hayo Jnana. Krishna knows that the living entities are his eternal parts and parcels, but somehow or other, due to their desire to lord it over the material nature, which is caused by ignorance, they have forgotten their real identity. This is called Jivero Sharu Vismiti. By the arrangement of the Lord, the desires of the living entities are fulfilled by the external energy known as Mahamaya. As per the version of the Goswamis and the Acharyas, the living entities' forgetfulness of their own identity, as well as the eternal service to the Supreme Lord Krishna, exists from time immemorial. So we have been in an eternal relationship with the Lord from time immemorial, and nobody can trace out its origin. That is why it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita 20.117, Krishna bolishe jibo anadi bahi mukho atoebo maya tare de samsaro dukho. So these things happen only because of our strong desire to enjoy the material world. So our material sufferings in this world are because we had a strong desire to enjoy this material world. We should know that all pleasures, and out of all pleasures, the desire of lust is the most predominant and is considered as the topmost enjoyment. So, however, authentic scriptures refute this idea. Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 3.143, Jahi Satrum Mahabaho Kama Rupam Dura Sadam. O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, which is Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Only through Krishna consciousness we can conquer this enemy called lust. So everyone has this strong desire of lust, and it is a big impediment in the path of devotional service. And such people are advised to take shelter of the words of Sanat Kumara, as explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 6.8.17. Sanat Kumaro Vatu Kama Devad. May Mahan Brahmachari Sanat Kumar save me from the strong urge of lust. In this context, the words of King Rishabdeva in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 5.5.7 are very appropriate. He says, even though one may be very learned and wise, he is mad if he does not understand that the endeavor for sense gratification is a useless waste of time. Being forgetful of his own interests, he tries to be happy in the material world, centering his interest around his home. And this brings him all kinds of material miseries. In this way, one is no better than a foolish animal. So again, Rishabdeva, he cautions us that this forbidden activity known as vikarma. So in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 5.5.4, he advises his sons that when a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body, which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, Rishabdeva mentions, he says, it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which one perpetually gets material bodies one after another. So we should divert our senses in the service of the Lord instead of in material sense gratification. So the human life, as mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, is meant for rendering service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. It is for this reason that out of causeless mercy, the Lord gave us this opportunity of a human birth. This is not possible in other species. So it is mentioned in 5.5.1 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. All living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form, should not work day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stew. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional services. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. And the only way to overcome lust is satsanga, association with a sadhu by hearing Krishna Katha, topics of Lord Krishna from his lips. The true devotees of the Lord have completely surrendered themselves at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 4.22.39, it is mentioned, the devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, who are the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. So, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who destroys everything inauspicious for his devotees, does not leave the hearts of his devotees, even if they remember him and chant about him inattentively. This is because the rope of love always binds the Lord within the devotees' hearts. Such a devotee can never give up the association of the Lord, nor can the Lord give up the association, his association. Krishna himself dwells eternally within his heart. Such a great soul is known as Bhagavata Pradhana, the most exalted devotee of the Lord. This is in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 11.2.55. So in Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, the Lord, it is mentioned, the Lord says, although I am supremely independent, I am bound by my devotees' love. And such dear devotees of the Lord are known as Nirmatsara Sadhu. So they are sadhus without envy, are the true well-wishers of the living entities. And Krishna Katha is their heart and soul. They have no other thoughts. They have bound up Krishna in their heart, and Krishna is unable to leave their heart because of pure love. And they can give Krishna to everyone. So Lord Chaitanya, he distributed pure love of Krishna to all the people. So he appeared in the age of Kali, the most fallen and degraded age. But practicing spiritual life is almost impossible due to the bad qualities in the age of Kali. And out of his great mercy, he has given us the easiest process of spiritual advancement. Since Lord Chaitanya is especially merciful to innocent and unsophisticated persons, his name is also Patita Pavana, the deliverer of the most fallen conditioned souls. Although a conditioned soul may be fallen to the lowest position, it is possible for him to advance in spiritual science if he is innocent. So Srila Prabhupada says this in his purport to Bhagavad Gita 6.47. So Kali Yuga is a difficult time, but due to the unlimited mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada, this Kali Yuga is the best and easiest time for making spiritual advancement and going back to Godhead. It's mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 12.3.51. Kale dosa nidhe rajan asti heko mahan guna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajit. This age of Kali is an ocean of faults, but there is one great benefit. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, one can be very easily liberated. So because of the purificatory process of chanting Hare Krishna, we can be liberated from all our sinful reactions. As soon as the heart is purified, we will become convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and we are his eternal hearts. Lord Chaitanya always said that Jive Daya Name Ruchi Vaishnava Shebana Iha Chara Dharma Nahi Shuno Sanatana. So he advised Sanatana Goswami that compassionate to all living beings, taste for the holy name, and service to the Vaishnavas. Apart from this, there is no other religion. So that should be our goal in devotional service. Service to the Vaishnavas, taste for the holy name, and compassion to all living beings. That's the highest form of religion. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had a very nice book called Prakrita Rasa Sata Dushini, which is about 100 warnings against mundane mellows. So I found a nice summary of this book. And I just wanted to read some things from here, things that we should take into consideration in our devotional service. So he says in this book here, amongst the highest classes of people in society, there are three main paths for traveling through the kingdom of various beliefs regarding transcendence. These are known as the paths of karma, performance of materially fruitive activity, jnana, cultivation of transcendental knowledge, and bhakti, purely surrendered devotional service. First, the path of karma marga involves the arrangements for obtaining temporary worldly benefits which are enjoyed by souls trapped in the bondage of the materially conditioned platform of life. Secondly, the jnana marga involves renouncing impermanent material things as well as the impermanent distractions related to patriotic interests. And one then searches after the undifferentiated spiritual reality of impersonal Brahman. And the third path involves positive activity that is transcendental to karma, jnana, and matter together. It is the way of cultivating actions favorable for serving the object most worthy of service, Sri Krishna. This is called Bhakti Marga, the path of pure devotion. It is seen that there are three distinct development stages extending from sadhana, which is devotional service, to sadhya, the goal of such worship. These are first the sadhana itself, then the awakening of bhava, ecstatic emotion, and finally prema bhakti, eternal devotional service performed in pure love, while cultivating the aspects of knowledge relating to the goal of worship, as well as the varieties of ecstatic emotions and methods of pure loving service. Troubles invariably arise. The process by which these unwanted impediments are removed is called anartha nivritti. The conceptions expressed in the following poem are founded in the wonderful and supremely astonishing pastimes of Sri Gauranga Sundara, as well as in the opinions established by the Goswamis, who are the Lord's eternal associates in these pastimes. So in this book it is mentioned, "O brothers, no material efforts can ever produce the awakening of rasa, which is factual, transcendental mellows. The pure devotee of the Lord never sings the glories of any mundane mellows that are born of the dull material world. So the pure devotee never sings the glories of the mundane mellows of this material world. The true disciples never desire to ask their spiritual master for instructions regarding material mellows. The genuine spiritual master never gives his disciple any such material mellows which are devoid of rati, which is transcendental loving attachment to the Lord. The Lord's real devotee never knows any difference between the holy name of Krishna and transcendental mellows. Therefore, the devotee never says there is a difference between the holy name and the mellows of devotion. The holy name is never revealed to one who is situated in the bodily concept of life and thinks in terms of I and mine. If one does not reject the enjoying mentality, the transcendental platform will never be attained. Devotional service to Lord Krishna can never be performed by engaging in the mundane enjoyment of material sense objects. Material things can never acquire the attributes of the transcendental at any time. The transcendental consciousness of the spiritual world is never manifest in the mundane material condition. The devotee of the Lord never claims that any mundane object in this world is spiritually conscious. The true devotee never engages in activities of materialistic sense gratification. Material enjoyment and devotional service to Krishna are never the same under any circumstances. Selfish enjoyment in one's own senses in mundane lust is never called prema, love of Godhead, by the genuine devotee. A bona fide spiritual master never tells his disciple, "You are absorbed in the mellows of divine rasa." The genuine spiritual master never claims, "I am absorbed in the claims of divine rasa." The guru never talks idly with his disciple on subjects of gross worldly mellows. By singing the glories of worldly relationships born of mundane mellows, no one has ever attained benefit in their spiritual life. The genuine devotee never proclaims that Lord Krishna's incarnation is mundane. The devotee never says that the holy name of Krishna is material, for Krishna cannot be known by means of matter. The pure devotee of the Lord never recognizes any difference between the holy name of Krishna and pure rasa itself. A bona fide spiritual master never teaches that there is a difference between the holy name of Krishna and rasa. Even after attaining actual rasa, the regulative principles of devotional service are never concluded. By employing pretentious means, no one can ever make transcendental mellows appear in the holy name. The backwards conception that Krishna's name comes from rasa can never be true if we employ pretentious means. So rasa, devotional mellow, can never be first present, then develop into rati, which is transcendental attachment, or shraddha, proper faith. The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam never sings any opinion other than rati develops from shraddha. So shraddha is first, which is faith, and then rati develops. which is transcendental. Faith built, Rati Shraddha, which is faith built upon transcendental attachment. The pure devotee of Krishna never speaks of anything other than rasa, which is transcendental melon, that is endowed with rati, which is loving attachment. The Guru never claims that rati and rasa are present within the practice of sadhana bhakti, which is preliminary devotion. The awakening of transcendental emotional ecstasies, which is bhava bhakti, is never said to occur before the practice of regulated devotional service, which is sadhana bhakti. So sadhana bhakti comes first and then bhava bhakti. The performance of regulated devotion with faith, limited only to such beginning regulations, can never give rise to spontaneous devotional service. When bhava, the ecstatic mood of divine love, actually sprouts, then the need for following scriptural rules, which is vidhi, does not remain. Mere faith in spontaneous devotional service, however, does not produce the actual awakening of transcendental loving attachment, which is rati. So mere faith in spontaneous devotional service does not produce transcendental attachment. So we have to have very strong faith to get this transcendental loving attachment. If transcendental attachment has not yet developed within the heart, a devotee is never said to have attained the stage of ecstatic bhava. The followers of spontaneous devotion, who are called the Raganugas, never say that neophyte students of devotion, who are called the sadhakas, have experienced the awakening of bhava. Genuine devotees on the level of spontaneous devotional service never say that neophyte students of devotion have attained rasa, the pure emotions, characteristics of the goal of spontaneous devotion, are never attained without first experiencing the correct progressive development of spiritual attachment, which is called rati. Only when the seed of intense divine emotion sprouts forth pure bhava, then there is no longer any need to adhere to scriptural regulations and rules and regulations by vibhakti. One should never consider ruchi, the taste for devotional service, to be the same as rati, transcendental loving attachment in devotional service. Divine rasa can never be factually attained merely by talking of spontaneous devotion, by claiming I am a Raganuga Bhakta. A beginning student who should still be further purified by following the scriptural injunctions is never said to be on the level of performing spontaneous loving service to the Lord. So when devotees begin devotional service, they have to follow scriptural injunctions. And then gradually, they will be on the level of performing spontaneous loving service to the Lord. No one can ever experience the sprouting of pure ecstatic emotions without first following the regulated injunctions of the scriptures. One who does not give up materialistic faith can never attain the stage of spiritual attachment in devotional service. If divine ecstatic emotions have not yet awakened, there is no possibility of one becoming a Rasika, a true relisher of devotional mellows. If materialistic emotions are not entirely rejected, one can never become a true Rasika. Without first developing pure attachment, which is rati, the attainment of devotional mellows, the greatest wealth, can never be possible. Without first climbing the branch of a tree, the fruits can never be reached. If one still has unwanted anarthas, which are material impediments, present in their performance of devotional service, which is sadhana, then rasa can never truly awaken. When the holy name of the Lord is chanted from the platform of pure ecstatic emotions, bhava, then the cheating mood born of pretentious devotional mellows can never be present. So when the holy name is chanted in pure ecstatic emotions, then the cheating mood will not be present. Without knowledge of transcendental truth, which is Siddhanta, no one's heart can ever be spiritually attuned with Lord Krishna. If one lacks knowledge of his relationship with Krishna, which is called Sambandha, then the proper execution of devotional service in relationship to him, which is called Abhideya, is impossible. So we have to know about our relationship with Krishna first, and then we can perform proper devotional service. One who lacks knowledge of Sambandha, the relationship between Krishna and the living entities, can never attain prayojana. So if we lack knowledge of Sambandha, the relationship between Krishna and us, we can never attain prayojana, the supreme goal of life, which is pure love of Godhead, Krishna Prema. One who is distracted by bogus philosophical conclusions about devotional service, Siddhanta, is not performing actual devotional service to Sri Krishna. And one who is lazy in properly understanding Vaishnava philosophical conclusions can never become free from anarthas. The unwanted bad habits and philosophical misconceptions that impede devotional service. One who mistakes Krishna as belonging to the material plane can never render actual service to the Lord. So in conclusion, we have to understand that Krishna is not on the material platform, and we have to have faith in the scriptures and follow regulated principles, and we have to be free from unwanted habits, and then we can gradually advance in Krishna consciousness. The genuine devotee never maintains materialistic conceptions about the holy name of Krishna. Even the deviations that impede devotional service, which are called anarthas, have not been expelled. So if the anarthas have not been expelled, then the chanting of the holy name will never reveal the beautiful form of the Lord. As long as the anarthas remain, the chanting of the holy name will never produce an understanding of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. As long as anarthas remain, the chanting of the holy name will never factually engage one in Krishna's service. So we have to avoid bad habits like too much association with material sense gratification, and we have to concentrate our senses in serving the Lord. So I'll finish here. Thank you so much everyone for listening. If you have any comments or realizations, please share. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Rucira.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much for such a wonderful class.
Thank
So
you.
much to learn how we can really have bhakti and how we can obtain the bhakti by chanting, pure chanting without any anarthas.
Yeah.
And the thing is that even if we are chanting with anarthas, we can remove the anarthas by chanting more and more.
Yes.
So it's the chanting which is going to remove our anarthas. And of course, the association of devotees, which is in the verse, is very important. The devotee doesn't want to get liberation from this material life, and the devotee doesn't want, even if they have to come back again to this material world. What they want is the association of pure devotees of the Lord, and the association of pure devotees of the Lord and chanting the glories of the Lord. And that is very important for our devotees. That's a practical thing which we have to do. Chant in the association of devotees and hearing Hari Katha, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the association of devotees. And
Yes.
that will slowly make us free from our lusty desires. Thank you very much again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Rucira. Thank you for class today. I was just picking up too on what Kadambini Mataji was saying around, the Krishna Katha. It's about the association, but specifically that association, Krishna Katha, and the association of elevated devotees is really what we want. It's really what we strive for, and we get a measure of it actually, even with this association. Through. I mean, of course we do, because we're hearing from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and about Krishna's pastimes, but even just being on a Zoom call with one another, that's a measure of association as well. We can take. I always find it very positive when I attend class and I see so many devotees attending with me. I find that encouraging. So
Yes.
very nice class, Rucira. Thank you very much. Haribol.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. There's no other comments. I'll finish here today. Grantara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanandi.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Her Grace Rucira Devidasi ki jai.